Welcome back to RadxCity Resin, where you get new resin tutorials every Tuesday. Click the subscribe button to get new project ideas every week. Today, I'm going to be making an orchid pendant. It's a little bit more advanced than my last project, but it's so fun. Let's start with our materials. All of the supplies that I'm using can be found in the description below. I'll be using UV resin, 20 gauge craft wire, some alcohol ink, color shift chameleon powders, some craft pliers, and a pair of scissors. I'll start by building the body of my orchid. I'm going to wrap the wire around the lid of my alcohol ink. You can use a ring mandrel or any round shaped item for this part. I want to create 4 complete circles to act as my petals. I'm going to spread the circles out and create a sort of cloud shape. Then I'll create a point at the tip of each circle by crimping the center, then pulling the circle back out to create a petal. Each circle will overlap the one next to it. I'm going to crimp this section as well to pull the petals tighter together. It doesn't need to be perfect. I'm going to put the wire on a thinner silicone mat, then use a small amount of resin to create a thin layer inside of each petal. I'll put pressure on the wire to keep the resin from leaking outside of the wire. This part takes some time because I need to build the layers very slowly. Next, I'll put a few drops of alcohol ink on the silicone sheet. Then I'll use a makeup sponge applicator to dab it onto the resin. I can make the color sheer, or I can keep layering until I get the color that I want. I love a good razzle dazzle, so I'm going to use a small amount of color shift chameleon powder, and I'm going to brush it on with a paintbrush, but you could use your applicator again if you prefer, or any other tool that you want to use. I'm going to top it off with a thin layer of resin to make sure that it stays in place. I'm not really known for subtlety, so I decided I'd also use a little bit of glitter to make some leaves. You could use more alcohol ink for this, but I wanted a lot of sparkle for this piece, so I'm shaping the leaves around the bottle top of my UV resin, then filling with a bit of UV resin and curing to create another little frame. Then I'll add the glitter by sprinkling it on over another very thin layer of resin. I'm going to use a small dab of resin to attach each leaf to my piece. I bought these really pretty iridescent beads from Michael's, so I decided to put them into the center of the flower to add a bit more dimension. And there she is. I really love the colors and the textures in this piece. I hope this project inspires you to make something beautiful. If it does, tag me, I'd love to see it. You can find me on Instagram or TikTok. All of my links are in the description below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you again next week.